There are many mysteries around the world. For example, what was the dog doing? What did the fox say? Who was Joe? Why did Donald Rumsfeld announce that the Department of Defense was unable to track $2.3 trillion in transactions just a day before Flight 77 hit the Pentagon? But the most intriguing question of all, how good is sex with the Limbus Company sinners? Immediate F tier. I rated him that low not because I automatically assume that he's bad at it or anything, but because you would literally die if you do the deed with him. It's canonically stated that his bug arm will go absolutely crazy if he experiences too much emotion from a non-sinner. And I might not have experienced myself, but I'm pretty sure you would display a lot of emotion while doing the bedtime funny. You would be lucky to push inside him once and only lose an arm, but trust me, you won't be lucky in the second time. Listen, I am desperate for some plays, but I am not that desperate to lose my dear life for it. Now, all of this seems pretty harsh to Gregor, but I think it's fine. If you explain it to him properly, he'll definitely understand.
그런 날도 있는 거 아니겠어?
Despite being born in the prehistoric era, she's still ripe for the picking.
But what the hell, boy?
She's canonically ranked higher than an assassin trained by the literal top dogs of every fingers in the city. A smoke war general, and we can see her all the time running, jumping, dodging, slashing. The gist is, despite her age, she is still extremely athletic and strong. And according to my extensive research, people who are athletic are usually more engaged during sexual intercourse, which leads to a higher satisfaction rate. No wonder why she's the lust symbol for the Limbus community. I made that fact up by the way. However, she does have a weakness, depending how you look at it, is that she would definitely not let you be on top. You can probably guess through her personality that she would like to be the one in control of any relationship, and you definitely cannot say no, unless you have her respect like Dante, which we definitely don't. Now, why is this important to talk about? Well, versatility is something that I judge in this ranking, aka the ability to be dominant and be submissive. This way, the ranking applies to everyone, no matter which type of person you are. In this case though, the skill for this one specific group vastly outweighs her disadvantage, so even though she falls short of the highest rank, she's still getting a shiny A. Sinclair is an underrated pick. Pampering Sinclair is like investing in Bitcoin in 2012, considering how he can turn out in the future.
I'm about to blow.
And you don't even need a smoke war for that to happen. Just a few manipulative words, load the boy in creatine and whey protein, and you're all set and done. Now, even if you don't get him to look like that, or you're already fine with his small appearance, there's still one more positive trait about Sinclair's bedtime. Remember how versatility is a stat that I account for? Well, most of the time he would be at the bottom, but if you play your cards right, sometimes he would be willing to play the active role, and that's something that I appreciate in my ranking. And the best part is, the one potential enemy that might be able to snatch him is fucking dead. So with the potential that Sinclair has, I would put him at high B tier. Rodya is a pretty easy S rank. First of all, she has the biggest asset in the female cast. Mersault is bigger, but we'll talk about him later. She's sweet and caring, both outside and in bed, and according to myself, she's definitely good at you-know-what, which means she can easily adapt to the situation to make you feel the best during the session. And best of all, depending on your mood that day, she can definitely serve you top or bottom. Unlike others who would realistically only pleasure one specific group, Ishmael would probably be the jack of all trade. I mean, I don't see why she would only whip your ass or only take it like a good girl and not be the responsible person that she is and treat you well whatever your deepest desire is. Also, the fact that she worked in that boat for some time means she's gotta be pretty athletic. Now, I don't think that she's gonna drain you as good as Rodion, so I'll put her at A tier. I'ma be honest, I am very skeptical about Heathcliff's performance, whatever it might be. I mean, if his lover has to be dead for him to have the balls to confess, what makes you think that he can satisfy you? Yes, you, and you deserve better. Like, imagine both of you are ready for the action, but then he spends the next 10 minutes talking about himself. Oh, what if I do something wrong? What if I hurt you? What if this? What if that? Man, shut the fuck up and put it in. Now, all that does sound harsh to him, which it is because I'm having an agenda against bro, so I'm gonna use something called the Verg theorem, something a German guy taught me, which is compliment, critic, compliment. If we ignore the whole bed activity thing, Heathcliff would make a really good husband. I mean, the guy slimed out every alternate version of himself just to atone for death. I don't think there could be any better way to show loyalty to your lover. So if you ever want a very, and I mean a very loyal man, look for someone like Heathcliff. However, that doesn't really relate to the topic of this video, so unfortunately bro's getting a C tier. Which hey, at least it's not the bottom. Now at first, you and Honglu's daily night out would be smooth sailing. No matter whether you're the one pinning him down or he's the one taking the initiative, it will always end with him encouraging you that you did your absolute best.
재밌는 순간이에요.
Well, that's the problem right there. Since no matter how bad you are at it, how many mistakes you made while doing it, Honglu will always appear with a smile telling you that he enjoyed it and you're really good at it. Which is bad in the long run because you might not have realized your potential and keep thinking that what you're doing is good unbeknownst to Honglu's true feelings. Also, if we are talking about a pure potential performance standpoint, I don't see why you would need to choose Honglu when you have Aldous, Rania, or Mersal. I'm gonna put him at B because while all of that sounds bad, there's not really any argument to put him any lower. This is obviously a very easy S tier. Not only does he have the biggest, most massive asset in the entire cast, this is scientifically proven, do not question me, but he would literally do anything as you say. Mersal, throw it back.
교정대로.
Mersal, put on a maid costume.
교정대로.
Mersal, turn it into a ball.
교정대로.
I mean, there's not really much else to say here, so let's move on to... She's quite literally just like Aldous, but will be doing more CPT, and I'm not talking about close beta testing. So, A tier, just like Aldous. Don't ask me how I thought of this. In my video where I talk about if the sinners already has sex or not, I determined that Dawn is a virgin. Which means she has that protective barrier, if you know what I'm saying. Breaking that protective barrier means blood would come out. So no matter what you do not let her suck your precious after you finish.
Oh, shit!
Other than that, there should not be any problem doing it with her. Except for the fact that anything to do with feet is a no-no because she would have to take off her shoes, and you know what happens when she takes off her shoes. Now, since feet is a massive fetish, it's pretty limiting to a lot of people, so not even counting how doing it with her feels, I unfortunately have to put her as C tier. The good thing is that it's really easy for you to convince her to have a smooch time with you. Considering how she always yearns for knowledge, she might be intrigued when you offer to teach her about sexual education. Now, how long would it take for her to know that you're just taking advantage of her? I don't know, go figure it out. Also, she might not have practical knowledge herself, but she definitely has the book knowledge, so she will throw mean words at you if you mess up or don't give her the supposed satisfaction. That might be a downside to some, but I think it's totally worth enduring it considering, well, it's Faust. Yi-san is the middle ground for this entire video. He's gonna be like Honglu, would make you feel like you did your best at the end, but is gonna tell his true feelings if you can pry in hard enough. Of course, he could be the top or bottom, so I would speculate that he's gonna be your average partner in bed. And that's fine, you don't need the extremes for Ryoshu or the obedience for Mersal, as long as you and your partner feel satisfied, an average experience is perfectly fine. So join him, Yi-san. Join him at the humble B tier. Okay, so the stocks aren't looking good for Dante. Best case scenario, they have a reproductive tool down there, but for the entire time, you will have to hear a clock ticking sound, which could get annoying real quick. No expression, no screaming or grunting or anything, just tick-tock heavy like a brain shrug. Worst case scenario, they don't have anything, so you're stuck with their hands or whatever hole you can find. Real shame, D tier. And at last, we have our final tier list. Now, I do admit there's a slight bias towards a specific gender, but this entire video is my subjective opinions anyway, so take it with a grain of salt. As always though, I do believe that my opinions are superior, and I will personally shoot up and